All right, let's get your winners and losers from Friday night's preseason action. Start with your winners.
Well, I got two winners. I got a player winner and also have a betting winner. But when you look at the player winner, it has to be Mecole Hardman, the wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. No Sammy Watkins. He instantly becomes the #2 wide receiver behind Tyreek Hill. And if what the future game plan was tonight, if that's going to be the same game plan going forward in the regular season, he will be a big-time fantasy get. He had 8 targets, 4 receptions, around 39 yards, and a big-time touchdown. He's a guy that probably will go anywhere in between rounds 8 and 10 in fantasy drafts. But if you look at the opportunities he had tonight in the final dress rehearsal game for starters, getting ready for the regular season, he could be a big-time winner, not just for the Chiefs organization, but for fantasy owners as well, who decide to roll the dice on him anywhere between rounds 8 and 10. I think that's a realistic spot for him to go. And then when you look at the betting winner in tonight's ball game, the under. I mean, the entire preseason slate of ball games have been an under the cover type of affair, right? The under now, based on what we saw in tonight's ball game, is 17-3. My goodness, if you guys have been taking the under in 2 weeks of preseason play, you guys have been winning big time. I mean, your bank account should be loaded right now if you've been taking the winner when you look at the under, when you look at the preseason slate of games. 17-3 so far. The under has cashed in big time. Those are my winners.
You think there's a reason for that? Why there's low scoring the preseason? Like, we're not showing you too much, and then the books just haven't adjusted?
Not showing you a lot, and the offenses have been so generic, right? Most of the times when you look at some of these offenses, you see the same plays just being recycled for 4 quarters. Remember, I talked about this in the first week of preseason games. Whatever you see in the first quarter, you're going to see in the second quarter, you're going to see in the third quarter, you're going to see in the fourth quarter, especially when you're rotating players in and seeing some younger guys. So I'm not surprised to see the under. It just been so consistent. That's why Vegas set the line so low. I mean, because they know they do not expect to see a lot of points in these preseason games. 17-3. It's almost 17-3. That has been a huge, huge cash in for individuals who decided to take the under instead of the over in the overall point spreads.
I mean, that's the biggest winner. I mean, that's the big 17-3. 17-3.
Anytime you can earn an extra $1, that's the biggest winner, correct.
The loser is the over. The loser is 3-17. So that's the loser.
Yeah.
All right, as for your biggest loser, who didn't help themselves out on Friday?
Well, I do believe this player will be successful this season, but did not help himself at all. The biggest loser in tonight's ball game has to be Kyler Murray, right? The final dress rehearsal before the regular season games take off in a few weeks. I don't expect to see him play in the 3rd preseason game. Kyler didn't have a good series. I mean, 3 series, 1 for 4, 2 yards passing. In those 3 series that he was involved in the offensive game plan, their offense had a total of -1 yard. -1. Now, he was sacked a few times. Offensive line didn't do him any justice, but that's not what you would like to see from your starting quarterback, especially in the final dress rehearsal before the the regular season starts. So clearly, for me personally, he was the loser tonight. I do believe he's going to ball out, no question about it. He's that type of talent at the quarterback position, but in tonight's game, he didn't do anything to help his cause.
B-Mac, appreciate the insight, breaking down Friday night's action here on CBS Sports HQ. Appreciate it. And for more awesome content from B-Mac, check out his podcast, All Things Covered, joined by Vikings corner Patrick Peterson, the 8-time Pro Bowler and 2-time Super Bowl champ, discussing what's happening on the gridiron, as well as what intrigues them off the field. Check it out, All Things Covered. Download and follow today.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.